I need some water.
Hello, Jurijs.
So, are we live?
We are in live right now. Yeah, what happened?
Okay. Hello, everyone. Hi, Carlos.
Hello. Okay, we are with Jurijs Smith. Probably most of you know this guy. He's a professional YouTube aquascaper, one of the most famous aquascaper in YouTube. Also, you can find him at Instagram and Facebook. And well, it's a very special guest for us. Jurijs was here in PezVerde, like I think 1.5 years ago, I think. And well, what I know about you is you have your own brand, which is Moss Cotton. You are a social media manager at Tropica, Denmark. You also work some things with Oase and ONF and many other brands, no? Isn't it?
Yeah, there's a lot of corporations.
Yeah, many corporations. Yeah, so this guy is amazing. He's doing really great job at YouTube. But this, you are, how many years have you been just doing this?
So I started with aquascaping in the year 2007. Was like a research year, and my first like proper aquascape with aqua soil. This is where I start counting. When I started with aquascaping was 2008, which is now, what is that? Do the math. 12 years ago.
12 years. Oh, I suppose it was less. Yeah. Okay. 12 years.
Yeah, so 12 years ago, I did my first aquascape, and 2011, I started like a side hustle, like a project, like, a little business. Back then, I was working in a corporate environment in the financial part. And 2012, I switched. So my career, I stopped working in the corporate environment and became full-time aquascaper. And since 2012, I do this for living full time. And I think in 2017, I started being the social media manager for Tropica. So this is now already 3 years. I manage the Tropica Facebook and Instagram and a little bit of YouTube. I'm not creating content for YouTube. That's a job for George Farmer, but I'm managing a lot of the comments on the YouTube channel. So everyone who knows Tropica YouTube and you receive a reply, that's most likely myself, could be also a colleague from Denmark. On Instagram, that's 100% me. If you interact with someone from Tropica on Instagram. Yeah. And so
okay. This is you
about that.
Nothing. Why did you decide to stop working in a corporate company and start doing this? Because it's a very big change, no? I think. Why you decide to change your life and just go for aquascaping?
Well, why you do sometimes decisions, on one side there was the opportunity, and I like to just make use of the opportunity. On the other side, I wasn't quite happy in the corporate environment. I'm a very creative person. I like to be independent and kind of, I don't know, just work and get rewarded for this. And when you're working in a corporate environment, very often you're like a small gear in a big motor, and if you don't function, they just replace you. So you're just a small part of the whole thing, and it's very difficult to do something unique, to stand out, show creativity, and
so you think you did right to change your life, no? This way.
Yeah.
Was a good decision. Now, 12 years ago, you can say it was the right decision, no?
Yeah, well, 12 years ago, I started aquascaping, and it was 2012, 8 years ago, that I became really full-time, self-employed. So that's, wow, it's already 8 years. It's crazy. Time flies by so fast. Yeah, it's definitely been the right decision. I don't regret it. I would do it again.
When did you notice this new life was starting to be profitable, be enjoyable, when did you notice you can live of aquascaping? Maybe
Well,
12 years ago, you know that, or maybe just 4 years ago, you say, okay, I can live with this, no?
Yeah, it was in 2012, 8 years
2000,
ago.
okay, 2000. So it takes you 4 years to say, okay, this is the right way, and I'm doing well, and I think I'm in the right place, no? Okay, here is Juan Puchades. You know him, I think so. He's asking, hi guys, what a surprise to see you talking. Hello, Juan. Nice to have you here at our YouTube channel. You guys both took a very. Can you see the message, Jurijs?
Yes, I can see.
Okay. Oh, so he's saying you guys both took a very risky decision following your heart and passion. I admire you both. Oh, Juan, thank you very much. Yes, in this sense, we came both from a corporate environment, and we changed a lot our lives, I think. But you did it a long time ago, more than me. So, yeah. Well, thank you, Juan, for being with us right now. But it was just 1 year ago, I think, or 1.5 years ago, when you start working with Tropica, no? This makes a lot of difference, I think. Because in the past, in 2012, you were just alone, no? I think still alone, or you were working with other brands in that moment.
So in 2012, I started working with the ADA. I became ADA Germany representative. So, you know, like a, I don't know, like a creator, like a public figure, like a also salesman, everything like all in one. So it was 2012 Interzoo. I was at the ADA booth, ADA Germany, not Japan. It was ADA Germany distributor. And so I've been working for him. Back then, I started working for Eheim as well. And the same year, I became a contributing author to the Aquaristik Fachmagazin, which is a printed magazine in Germany. So, and yeah, basically, I don't know, like started working with brands at Interzoo. So 2012 was for me like a very big year, because in 2011, I just started my business, like started very small. And I would say like the first half a year, it was just, you know, like on paper, networking, getting connections here, some connections there. I did some free work, you know, just offered my services to local shops to, you know, just collect some experience, get my name out, get some references, and just, yeah, basically, literally, I think most importantly was just to collect some experience. You have to start somewhere, because there is no apprenticeship that you can make to become a professional aquascaper. You know, you need the skills, you need to do the paperwork, the invoicing, you need to negotiate like how much you want to get paid, all that stuff. You need your suppliers where you get everything you need to, you know, ultimately in the end to set up private customer aquariums. That was my goal back then. And I think also pretty quick in 2012, I started working with local shops where I did maintain the display aquariums and did a lot of workshops. So the following years, they were literally full of workshops. So I think 2013, I did a roadshow with the Eheim brand. Every weekend, different city, different shop all around Germany. I was setting up 400-liter aquariums and like livescaping. And then, yeah, I think in 2014, still a lot of workshops. Then I started working with the GBL brand. They launched the ProScape range. Yeah, so I was like a little bit of a consultant, you can say, in the back end. And if you look now, the GBL product range in the catalog, where you see the products, the tweezers, the scissors, a little aquarium is set up. You can see my hand, so I set it up. And yeah, they actually asked me to kind of photograph with my face or only with my hands, and I gave them 2 prices. So when they wanted to use like with my face, the price was higher, so they went for the lower price and only used my hands in the picture.
If you want my hands, the price is higher. Cool. You just tell me a secret. Which is your local store? Your local shop? The one you use?
Well, now, I mean, like when I started out, I've been living in a different city. So I moved a couple of times through the years. Now in Germany, when I need something, I go to different small shops. It depends what I need. So there is like nearby Zohaus Heindl, which is a small family business, small shop in a shopping mall. And then there is also Super Pet, which is a little bit bigger, but they have different product ranges. So sometimes, and it also depends, you know, like where do I drive to, like which directions. So
those shops are specialized in aquascaping, or they are
none of them. None of them.
Okay.
It's simply because, like, for practical reasons, when I need, you know, like a replacement part for a filter, when I need frozen food or live food for my fish, stuff like that, just for quick, you know, like groceries.
Okay.
If I need something aquarium aquascaping related, I have nearby 2 great shops. One is Zoo Flottmann. You can find several videos on my YouTube channel about this shop. And just recently, when George Farmer has been in Germany, he has reviewed it, and there is a video on his channel as well. And there is another shop, which is the Scapers Lounge. They're both around Frankfurt, very close to Frankfurt International Airport. So if someone is in Germany and has like a half a day to spend here, you can easily get a rental car and go there and visit those shops. And the Scapers Lounge is, you know, they have also a big gallery, same as Zoo Flottmann, with, I don't know, like 5, 10 display aquariums, a big hardscape selection, all the goodies, all what you need, you know, lily pipes, glassware, ADA catalogs and books, Takashi Amano books, all that stuff. So yeah, those.
One is making another question, very interesting question. I also want to know. He's asking about which was your feelings about working with Amano so close in Florestas. How do you remember that? How do you remember?
Yeah, that was it was a life-changing experience. So well, how was it? You know, it's been amazing. You know, someone like, you know, like a role model, like a figure that you've been looking to, you know, to see him, you know, follow his instructions, see how he reacts to things. It's been like a dream come true.
Yeah.
And not many people, you know, have had this opportunity. I'm very fortunate that I've been involved into this project. So most people definitely don't know that Takashi Amano has had a very great sense of humor. So when we worked, he was very, you know, like Japanese, like do it this way, very, you know, professional and very, you know, like a little bit like a dictator. But when it was like, when we were not working, he was joking, he was laughing, he was smiling, he was, you know, telling like things. So there was like two different Takashi Amano.
Okay. There was time for work and time for fun, no?
Yes, we had a lot of fun. Everyone involved, every day.
I think
during work and after work.
Just for 1 year, I didn't been there, you know. That's for me. So I will not be there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the exhibition. I can encourage, or I want to encourage everyone to go and visit the Florestas Submersas in Lisbon, Oceanário de Lisboa. It is a very, very great installation, and if you have the opportunity to go there, do it. You can spend hours there. It is going to be a huge inspiration for your own creations.
Yeah, here from Spain, we are very lucky because it's very close also, and you can take a plane just to go there for stay there for 1 day or less, you know, for some hours, and it's not expensive. I did it. You say that you were working with ADA, some kind of collaboration, and now I remember you start with the EAPLC, no? Also.
Mm-hmm. Yes, the European Aquatic Plant.
Yeah, the
contest.
European Aquarium Contest. Yeah. Is this? What do you think about this contest? Is working well? You think you have to do more, or is something? It is. No, there is more people every year. What are your feelings about the contest? How is going?
So we received this year, 2020, a record number of entries. I don't remember the exact number, but that's like 350 or something entries from all over Europe. The quality is very high. So I would say we have very little, you know, like low quality entries. So the average work is very high standard. If you look, for example, IPLC contest, in the book, you know, those printed books of IPLC, and you go to the very end of the book, you know, like rank 2000 or something like that. The works you see there, they're like very, very, very simple. So we don't have this kind of works. Well, there are some, but the number is very little. So I would say all the good aquascapers from Europe, they participate in this contest, and there is no point in, you know, like chasing after the numbers, having more entrants. It's just to encourage new people to enter and to provide a good experience and a, how to say, opportunity to learn and to improve. And this is very important for everyone. I mean, like we're 1 month away from the IAPLC submission deadline, which is end of May. And everyone watching this live stream, please participate in the International Aquatic Plant Layout Contest. It is the 20th anniversary. It's 20 years this year. And with the whole pandemic situation, I'm very curious to know what the awarding ceremony, you know, is going to look like, because it was planned to have the party to happen like for the first time in history of the contest, I think in Tokyo, because same time there was planned to be a big exhibition. So they will take a lot of tanks from the gallery in Niigata, bring them to Tokyo to this exhibition. So you have the awarding ceremony and the party and everything happen in Tokyo. But now nobody knows like what is going to happen until October. So everyone watching, please participate in IPLC contest. But to come back to your question, Carlos, about the EPLC, actually, you know, the contest is more or less unchanged for, I think, we've started in 2013, so it's already 7 years contest. The European contest, it's, you know, the biggest and the most important European contest meanwhile. And you know, we have very well-known judges from around the world. Even ADA Japan, in the name of Takashi Amano, was judging in the back years, but they stopped after Amano passed away. And EAPLC contest is one of few contests officially approved by ADA Japan and IPLC. You can see on their logo and on the homepage that APLC is officially approved. But you know, we change sometimes the size, the categories. We have nano, medium, large, Babicusa, Paludarium. We tried the biotope category. So we keep changing the categories every year to see, you know, what works well or what works best. Where is the interest? Where is the trend for the people? So this year we have the Paludarium and Babicusa kind of merged into one category. Because we said we don't know how many entries going to be for Paludarium, how many entries going to be for Babicusa. We don't want to make separate categories. We're going to mix it and then see if it's worth making like individual rankings. And we are just 2 days away from publishing the results. I think tomorrow evening, the results will go live. And we're going to have an independent ranking for Babicusa and for Paludarium. But we're only going to award the top 5 in those categories. So because not many entries, we're not awarding like the top 10 with the, what they call the certificate, this printed acrylic things. I don't know if you have one of these for the past years in your shop.
Not really. Let me ask you something. This is for which category will be this from George Farmer?
Okay, you have 2 options. If you just photograph the submerged part, like you kind of crop the picture on the water line, so you don't only see the water part. Then it's just, I think it's a 90p, or what is that?
Yeah, this is a 90p. Yeah.
90p. So I think that would be the.
If I go for the whole composition, no, with the merged plants also.
Yeah, so I'm saying you have 2 options. If you crop on the bottom line, on the water line, and you only took the bottom part, then it would be medium category. If you take the whole with the immersed part, then it would be Paludarium category, because you have definitely a immersed and a submerged kind of section here. And if you want your immersed section to be scored and judged as part of the work, then it goes into the Paludarium category. It's a beautiful work, by the way. I really like it.
Okay, and one more question. This aquarium was, I don't know if you said, but it was made by George Farmer.
Yeah.
So is George the one who has to go with with the picture, with the photo to the EAPLC with the entrance, or we could send it?
You can send it, in my opinion, because how to say. Yes, he set it up, but you maintained it. So this is like the work is from both of you. In my opinion, it is very easy to set up an aquarium, and it is a lot harder to maintain it to its full beauty and glory. So I think your part is even bigger in the final result than the person who has created it. Same is for me. Sometimes I set up aquariums for customers. I create hardscapes. I send to them. And sometimes they enter them into contest. I don't mind. I don't take any credit for that because, well, I build it. I got paid to build it. And, some people go to shops and they ask for hardscape selection there. It's the same thing. But what I'm going to do this year for IAPLC, because can I switch the camera? Just show you? Yeah, come on, camera, work quickly. Hopefully the audio is still there. Can you hear me, Carlos?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So this is my big 120 aquarium. This is my big 120 aquarium, still without water. So I'm not going to submit this into this year's IAPLC. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to use Escape that I did for the Escapers launch. So I did a workshop there at the Escapers launch in January. So I'm going to go there a few times before the deadline of IAPLC. I'm going to maintain this aquascape, and then I'm going to photograph it over there at my client's place, kind of, and then submit this work. And I asked for permission. They said yes. And so, the only thing you have to do is make sure you don't have like a double entry. So I don't think George is going to submit this work. So you're good to go to submit this 90p under your name.
Okay, we have more questions. Let me say something very few in Spanish, because I think we have many questions in Spanish. And let me say that we are going to translate it. If they want to write in Spanish, they can. Let me say this in Spanish, okay? Just for a second. Todos los que nos estáis siguiendo, por favor, si queréis, mandar también vuestras preguntas en español y las traducimos aquí sobre la marcha, ¿vale? No os cortéis en eso, no hay problema. Okay, Jurijs, we have Peces House, which is a client here in our shop. His name is Guillermo. He's asking us, do you have any method to start designing your competition aquarium? How do you start?
Well, I very rarely start scaping for a competition. So I always scape for myself, for my pleasure. So I can enjoy the aquarium on, let's say, on daily basis. Like you can see here, I'm sitting in my apartment, in my studio. So this is the dining table. This is where I have sometimes lunch or dinner, and right next to me, like in arm length, is my aquarium, and I want it to look good every day and not only good on a contest picture. So I will try my best to make this aquarium look good, and then I will take the best picture possible and submit this into the contest. So if somebody really wants to set up something for a contest, then there is different approach to it. You can say, okay, you have your own style, you stay true to your style, and you try to make your own style work the best and look the best, and you just enter that into the contest. So you do it the way you do it. Or you can be strategic, which I think a lot of people are. What they do, they look on the winning works from the past years, and they try to take all the different, inspiration from the different work, from the winning work from the past year, and combine it and create something new and original, but that has elements that have proven. So for example, this kind of, you can see this forced perspective that look very deep, like the diorama style. That works very well in contests and usually achieves a very high ranking. Also something like, white background is like backlit. White backlit is something that is trending, is more frequently in the top ranks. We used to see a lot of hardscape heavy works with just very little plants in the past years. But I see the trend changing, and actually the judges appreciate more plants in the hardscape, like the Brazilian style. They really like it. So definitely make sure you have very lush and healthy plants. And also, you know, like attention to detail, make your work not boring, make use of the entire space. I think here is a good advice is a video from Green Aqua channel, if I can recommend it here. I think it was Josh Sim who made a presentation on competition kind of, you know, for aquascaping contest, and he got some good advice there. You know, like use the entire from bottom to the top, from left to right, from front to back. Don't have like empty space. Empty space is like you have nothing to say. So just fill the aquarium with as much detail, with as much plants and material.
I've been speaking to Josh Sim this year, and he's always looking for big impact, you know, for his aquarium.
Impact is important.
Yeah, also. Okay, David, we have more questions, or yeah, here it is. Pablo Secas, hello guys. How much important are the fish in your work with clients or in your personal aquarium? Okay, Jurijs?
Yeah, it is always very important. So in all of my aquariums, I have fish. You know, for customers, it depends what is the customer wish. So sometimes the aquarium is built around the fish. Like, I don't know, one customer, he had discus fish and he wanted the escape to be built for the discus. So I had to take into consideration the higher water temperature and the feeding, you know, of the discus fish. So there is a sand area in the foreground. Other clients, they don't care about specific fish. They want just something colorful that goes well with escape. So there I usually go for smaller fish. They're easier and so you don't require, you know, like heavy feeding. They don't destroy plants. So how to say, I mostly focus on the layout on the plants, and then I look like which fish would go well with it, and just make sure the well-being of the fish, that they, you know, feel comfortable in there, that the layout suits the fish, and vice versa.
You are from the ones who thinks discos are okay with planted tanks or not?
It is a very challenging. It is a lot of work, because the thing is, you know, if you want to make the discus happy, you need very high oxygen levels. So ideally you have like an air stone and stuff like that to have the water very saturated, and you have to try to keep the CO2 low, because the less CO2 you have, the more oxygen you can have in the water. Also, you know, it just helps the discus breathing. Also, you want the temperature to be higher, like 27 minimum, better 28, 29, maybe, you know, like degrees Celsius. And this is where the plants will suffer. So actually, you know, plants and discus, they have opposite preference. You know, plants are doing better at slightly colder water, like between 20 and 25. Discus is doing better between 25 and 30, different range. Plants need more CO2. Discus needs more oxygen. Also, the thing is, when discus, they are large fish, they don't destroy the plants, but when they are scared, they shoot through the aquarium into the plants, into the hardscape. They will try to bury themselves into the substrate when they are scared. They usually don't do it, but they can do it. Also, with the hardscape, you have to be careful. No sharp driftwood, no sharp rocks, because they can, you know, damage themselves. They're very sensitive. And the most difficult part with discus is feeding. So when you buy adult discus and they are used to eat, for example, like dry fruit, like flakes, it is kind of easy and is not as messy. But if you have, and you just feed them once per day, and you can clean up after that. If you have young discus, so you buy them like this size, you know, like small, like 5-6 centimeter this size. You have to feed them 3 times per day, like small babies. And if you give discus food, it doesn't go there and just takes it and like a normal fish and then swallows. No, the discus takes the food, pukes it out, takes it, pukes it out. Like they like to play with food in the sand area. So a lot of dirt is all around the place when you feed the discus, which makes it really difficult to maintain a clean discus aquarium. The cleanup crew is constantly, how to say, eating those food leftovers. So for example, when you have Siamese algae eater, when you have amano shrimp and snails, they will not go for algae. They will go for the leftovers of the discus food, because it's like junk food for us humans. You know, it is much more tasty for a shrimp to eat some protein than to, you know, a little picking on algae. So the algae crew, they will eat the most tasty stuff, and this is the discus food. So they then don't clean the algae, what is their main task. It is difficult. It is not impossible.
I wouldn't recommend this, no, to go with discus and heavy plants aquarium.
No, definitely not heavy plants. Maybe just easy plants. Definitely. This aquarium, nightmare for discus. Well, the discus would love it, but the plants, they will suffer. They will suffer definitely. Don't put discus in there.
Yeah, I know.
So I just wouldn't recommend, you know, like one or another. And it is how to say, like, you cannot have everything in life, and sometimes it's better to do a compromise. If you want to keep discus, just go for the discus. Do everything that is best for the discus. Just keep some easy plants as a decoration. Don't aquascape it like crazy. If you want beautiful and healthy plants, then don't keep discus.
You know, my favorite aquarium discus is from Aqua Design Group. I don't know if you know this aquarium. It's a 5-meter aquarium made of acrylic. They build it in for I don't know, for a company probably, because it's with yellow discus. Have you seen this one?
Yeah, probably. It's just hardscape, no plants.
Yeah, just hardscape. Yeah, no plants. It's amazing. But the beautiful of the simplicity, how they build it, you know, that's always. I really love that.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, it's a good style.
Let's talk about some of the brands you work with. Let's say Tropica, let's say Oase, let's say, I don't know if you are working with ONF. Are you doing something with them? Okay.
I have 2 flat nano over there in my nano gallery behind me. And I used to have the flat 1 on my big 60 until I sold the aquarium, but I already have the new flat 1 plus, or what's the name of it? So ready to be used on a next setup. So which brand do we start with? That's the 2 new ones. Cool.
Yeah, those are the new ones. We were trying both of them for 2 months, and this is the result. This is the more, I don't know if you know, there are 2 versions. There is a more blue version, and there is a more yellow version. We've been trying the yellow version, okay? But we are working with the yellow version in the most cold color, you know? Because if not, it's a little bit yellow. I think it's just for other things. I don't know. Okay, what about Tropica? They are just growing new limited edition plants, okay? But we're seeing many good plants. Like let me show you some of them. Well, David is. We can see on the screen some of the plants. Let me ask you: are they going to have a stable one, or they are going to be always changing?
Well, I have to be careful what I say here as a as a part-time employee of Tropica. I'm of course not allowed to share insights, but something that is now kind of public: the Bucephalandra Kiddergang.
Yeah,
here we have the.
Yeah.
So the Bucephalandra Kidder. Yeah. So this one is going into the permanent production. This is going to be permanent.
Yeah, I love this one. It has to be. Yeah.
And it's also the Kiddergang is the best growing Bucephalandra. It grows really, really well underwater, which is not the case with all Bucephalandras.
Look how is the hell fairy coming. This is amazing, the size.
It's crazy. It's large.
Amazing size. Which more limited edition we have right now? I don't know. I really love Juncus repens. Here is Bucephalandra wavy green, but this one, I love this one, Juncus repens. I think this one should be on the list, no? For the
this is Carlos. Look, this is exactly what the limited range is for. This is to find out which plants work well in the production, which plants work well. Oh my God, what's with my English? That work well in the trade. Like, you know, if you can actually sell the plants to your customers. Are the customers interested in the plants? How long the plants can be stored and all those things. And when it works out and it's proven that it works well and there is high demand, then the plant is very likely to go into permanent production. Easy as that.
I understand. There is another one which I love it. Is Blixa, this one here. Okay, but the problem is when you receive this plant, it's not very beautiful in the box. You know, in the little want to grow system, in vitro system. Maybe this is a problem, no? Because we can see the picture here.
It's not a problem. It's very quickly it grows in your aquarium. It's a fast grower, and you know, it's very often when the plants come in the cup, they're very small, and how to say.
The difficulty is that the client has to understand and to know the plant, because if not, he's not gonna buy it because he see the plant like it's not looking well. No.
Have you ever tried Potamogetongaji?
No.
It was available from Tropica in tissue culture production.
Okay.
Yeah, but it wasn't selling well because this plant was looking like very similar like Blixa, like curled in the cup.
Oh yeah, no, I remember. Potamogetongaji. Yeah, I remember that plant. Yeah. There it is.
And look, if you look now on the image, it looks like it's dead or something, but no, it's like absolutely okay. And if you plant it in your aquarium, it started growing beautiful. So it was just very intense, kind of copper brown, reddish coloration of the leaves. They're not damaged. It's just the natural color of the plant when it's in this state. And as soon as you put it in your aquarium, it's becoming less brown. It's becoming just more green. Same with the Blixa. So it wasn't selling well because people were thinking, it's dead maybe, or it's not appealing, which is a shame because it's a healthy plant. It grows super easy in your aquarium. It's a great plant, but the people, they don't understand it. And so sometimes if
they came to the shop, we can explain it, no? But nowadays, online shop is getting bigger, you know, and it's more important. And sometimes it's difficult to explain to the client, no? This, true. Let me make you a test. I think it's important to educate the customer. So like in your shop, you have the display aquarium where you have the Blixa. So the customer in your shop, he sees the Blixa. Oh, wow, I like this plant. Where is it? You give it to him. And he's like, oh, it's looking different. And you're like, no worries. 2 weeks, it will look like this. He trusts you. He takes it. He's going to be happy because, you know, that's the truth. In the web shop, you know, you have to present the plant in a nice way and also explain the customer, this is what you get. Don't worry. This is what it's going to look like in 2 weeks. And I think over time, you know, people, they will learn it. The whole tissue culture product range is still very new. I think like 10 years ago, when the first tissue culture came to the market, it's already like more than 10 years ago. People, they were like, oh my God, what is that? This small. They wanted the Pogostemon Helferia like yours, you know, like this huge. That's what the people wanted to buy. Same with crypts or with stem plants. But for me personally, you know, like when you understand the benefit of the tissue culture, always go for tissue culture. If you look on a potted plant and a tissue culture stem plant, in the tissue culture, you have like four times more plant material in terms of individual small baby stems. You can divide them, you can plant them, you have a huge area. If you think of Rotala atra, I think it's most popular red plant nowadays, since Tropic has launched it in the Want to Grow range. And you can plant, I don't know, almost the entire background of a 60p aquarium with the Rotala atra, because you have like 100 plus stems in a tissue culture cup of the Rotala atra. If you take the Rotala rotundifolia potted, you have maybe just 20 or 30 stems in the potted, in the rock wool pot. And I remember back in the days, you know, I bought some potted plants from different brands, and there used to be just 6 stems. 6 stems in the rock wool of Rotala rotundifolia or something. But they were big, they were long. So what do you prefer? Just 6 long stems like this, or 100 small tissue culture stems that will grow big in a few weeks? Yeah, tissue culture.
Yeah.
Carmen is asking how long it takes to grow in vitro plants in the tropical laboratory, from seed to distribution. Did you know that? Did you know the answer?
First of all, First of all, Tropica doesn't use seed in the laboratory. There are some stem plants that Tropica is using reproduction by seeds. You can read article on the Tropica homepage about reproduction by seeds. Lobelia cardinalis and what is it? Hygrophila costata and some Alternatera reinecki. I think they are reproduced by seeds in the greenhouse. In the laboratory, Tropica is always using tissue culture material that is kind of divided. So it's always like the same DNA of the same plant. How long it takes for a plant to mature in the tissue culture kind of, how to say it, in a tissue culture cup? Yeah, it depends on the plant. For example, moss takes longer, or like Anubias or Bucephalandra. Some plants, like stem plants or some of the carpeting plants, they mature very quickly. And this also, how to say, has an impact on how long is the shelf time of want to grow cups. If you see, for example, oh, I see image from 2 years ago. Cool. I remember the restaurant when we went there. So, for example, if you have a Cryptocorini, what is it, undulatus red in a tissue culture cup, and you have Monte Carlo in a tissue culture cup, and you put them side by side, you just keep them room temperature. So, for example, the Cryptocorini undulatus red can live for 3 months, half a year in the tissue culture cup, and you can still sell the plant because it still looks good. The metabolism of the plant is very slow. It's growing very slow in the tissue culture cup. The Monte Carlo is going to outgrow the cup within, I don't know, just 2 weeks, 4 weeks maybe. 2 weeks, wow. And then it's becoming too much plant in the cup, and then it all kind of collapses. And then the plant dies in the cup. So this is why it is very good. You have at PezVerde, you have the plant cooler, because this is guarantees the plant to stay fresh for a longer time. Yeah, so this is really good.
Yeah, which is the best temperature you think for this cooler? You know?
I think somewhere around. It depends on the plants. I think Tropica recommends something like 16, 17 degrees Celsius, something like that. I think is ideal temperature. Don't take me on that one. What do you have? 18?
Yeah, 18.
18. Yeah, so somewhere around this is ideal. The reason is you can keep the temperature cooler, but if you, like certain plants, they are having difficulties after that to grow properly. So we did a lot of testing at Tropica before the Tropica cooler was launched to the market. So different plants were stored at different temperatures, and then they were planted into the aquarium. And then there was like a comparison. For example, let's take Pogostemon helferi as an example. It's a tissue culture plant. When it was stored for 2 weeks at 15 degrees Celsius, and a different Pogostemon helferi was stored for 2 weeks at 18 degrees Celsius. And both plants were planted at the same time in the same tank, side by side. The plant with 18 degrees Celsius started growing faster. The one from 15 degrees Celsius took a lot longer until it started growing properly, which is not good. So Tropica tried to find the balance between what gives the best shelf time for the plants, and at the same time does the least damage to the plant itself, so to provide the best growing experience to the customer.
Well, Pablo Gomez is asking, let's read it. Hi guys, what are your feelings about the new ONF Flat One Plus? Jurijs, you didn't try it yet, no?
Well, I used for a year, more than 1 year, the previous model, and I already received a new model like a few months ago, and I played a little bit with it, and I looked at the specs and everything, and I'm actually about to release a video about the old version, like a 1 year review, and then I'm going to say, you know, like certain things that I don't like about the old version, and very, how to say, luckily I can say that with the new version, a lot of the downsides of the old version have been fixed. So what I really like about the new version, it has like a memory function. So when you have when you disconnect from power and then connect again, it is going to the last mode it used to have before. This is really good. And what I really like about it with the OneF Link app, with the new app, you can set more custom sort of day cycle. Before you only could do the automatic one with no adjustments to it. So it was, I think, 11 hours long. And I wanted the day cycle to be shorter or to be longer. It wasn't possible with the old app. So now with the new app, it's better. And I think you mentioned it before with the different versions, with the one that goes into the blue and another one goes more into the yellow color. So I think, you know, the one that goes very deep into the blue can be used both for freshwater and marine. And for me, makes no sense to have a light that is capable of marine. I would prefer something that is more capable of fresh water. And like you said,
for fresh water, that one.
Which one do you have for fresh water? The yellow one?
The blue one, which is the one with the old model, works perfect for fresh water.
It did for me as well, but you couldn't make the light warmer if you wanted to. Now with the new kind of yellow version, you can, I don't know yet if you can customize color to different times, but you could have a, you know, sunrise, sunset to be warm color, and then during the day to have the, you know, the daylight, you know, 6,500 Kelvin, so you can have more of the color change through the day. That could be really interesting.
I can't change now the temperature color because I'm using the phone, no, so I can move it. But for me, the yellow color is too yellow. It's too warm, you know.
Yeah, but use it on the cold setting.
Yeah, we are using in the most cold setting. Yeah, right now. This is the warm model in the most cold setting. Yeah. Let's see if we can see now. Okay, this is the difference. This is the yellow model working with yellow, and this is working as I don't know, normal temperature. No, you see the difference?
And yeah, it's a difference. And can you, Carlos, can you change the color at different times of the day if you create a custom day cycle? So you have.
Yeah, that's amazing. And the
that's what I was saying. That's the good feature.
Yeah, probably the best feature, the best is the memory, I think. No,
Yes,
when the light turns off and you don't have light at home, you have a memory. So when the lights come again, you have the same configuration. So that's amazing. Okay,
it was a big issue in the past.
What?
Yeah, we haven't. It was a big issue in the past, but I really like the old light. I've been using it with great success. I think the design is good. The app is very simple to use, not like too much, not too complicated. Many brand apps are so difficult to use with like too many settings. You get confused and just too many choices, you know, like with controlling each channel individually. And people keep asking questions, what is the perfect setting for that? You know, and just too much sometimes. Less is more. Yeah. So we haven't talked about Oase.
Yeah, that's the next. Here it is. I don't know if you know Alvaro from Aquarium blog. He's a very nice YouTuber also. He's asking, Jurijs, when will you make a biotop aquarium using escaping techniques? Alvaro loves biotopes.
Yeah, well, I have kind of a biotop here. Let me just flip the camera around. I have here my little nano gallery because I'm filming. You see here my little filming setup. There is a card with the light. There is the big camera, and yeah, I'm wired. So I've been recording the intro for this week's Friday video. So this is kind of a biotop. This is a Babicusa aquarium with Tropica aqua decor. So we have a Bucephalandra wavy green flowering. There is more flower in the bag, and there is a Cryptocorani pechi in the bag, sitting on lava rocks with some terrestrial moss down here. And so this is the biotop. Okay, we have some connectivity issues here. Well, this is not a biotop. This is a dry start. This is kind of a biotop. This is a mini pond. I would say this is almost a biotop. This looks very natural, like something like a slice of nature, you know, with a little bit of a water section, plants growing out of the water. So yeah, this is like as close as. So I have this nano tank lineup here.
Yeah.
My big 120 is empty right now, but you know, going to be escaped very soon. I have more aquarium here. This is going to be Terrabase.
Terrabase, yeah.
I have this is going to be like a cascade waterfall little setup. I have here a Babicusa with the Doaqua branch light setup in the future. And you see there on my desk, there is the another small nano aquarium.
Looks like 30 liters aquarium.
And
wow, looks like
just 15 liters.
No? Your house looks like a gallery.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about Oasis.
And over there is a 60-centimeter tank. So this is like.
Yeah. Let's talk about these filters. These filters are making the difference. Jurijs, are you there? Okay, now I see you. Okay.
And again.
These filters are making the difference and are doing really, really good and doing some things which are very special and very different from other brands, no? What will you say about what is the best, what is the most you like about these filters?
What I like the best about these filters is that you can add your heater afterwards. And if the heater is broken, you can just get a new heater and replace the old one yourself. You don't have to buy the half a filter, like half a unit. You know, it's easy. So you can see on the image, the filter can be taken out, can be removed, and the opening for the heater can be closed with, you know, like a little cap. It can be closed, or you can put the heater. It's up to you if you want to use it or not. And if you bought a non-thermo version, you can upgrade to a heater. You just buy the heater, you get a little new cap that goes with the heater, and there you go. That is a really good feature that I like. Another feature that I really like is the handle. You can put up the filter on the handle, so you can carry it around like a luggage bag. Because when the filter is full and heavy of water and you need to carry it to bathroom or into the sink where you want to clean it, you know, the handle is very comfortable. Another thing that I really like about this filter is, well, how to say, this is very specific because I have a lot of experience in maintaining a lot of filters. I'm doing it like already 8 years, a lot of customer tanks, and they have all kind of different filters. And this filter has no sharp edges. By the sharp edges, I mean all the parts around the filter, the mountings, you know, all the openings on the side. If you go everywhere with your filter, it's smooth, it's round shape. The plastic is, the plastic parts, they are, I don't know, they are like polished. There is no sharp edges. Because some other brand filters, I'm not going to mention the name because I don't want to speak negative about other brands, but I have cut my fingers, you know, several times just on the parts of the filter. If I was living in the States, I would sue the company and I would get a ton of money because their products are not safe. They have sharp edges, and they're sharp edges at places that you are using on your daily use. And this is for me like unresponsible. And well, this is something, I mean, not many people probably talk about, but this is just build quality. This filter feels rock solid. There is no flimsy parts that wiggle around and you hear, you know, like plastic, like gnarling, I don't know, making weird noises. And of course, you know, for a lot of people, a good feature is the pre-filter, which is, you know, that you can take out of the filter. The only thing I wish the filter had some sort of the filter keeps running even if you remove the pre-filter. I think the Fluval G series, they have this feature. You can remove the pre-filter and the cycle closes in a way that the filter keeps running. I think that would be quite cool. But just to having a pre-filter that you can easily remove, put it back in like 5 minutes, and the filter is clean and you can keep running it. You don't need to spend half an hour cleaning the entire filter, taking it apart. this is really, really good. But this is also something a lot of people have to consider when having this filter. The pre-filter, the sponges, they are very fine structured. So you need to clean your pre-filter quite often, because otherwise, because the pre-filter is what it is. It pre-filters, it gets clogged with dirt, and the flow is reduced.
We have different sponge. You can buy different sponge. You can change it.
Yes, you can change it, but then the pre-filter is not as effective as it is. So I like to use the original sponge, but just clean it more often, because then it does a very good job in filtering out all the small particles. I think maybe taking the what is it called, the carbon sponge can be good as well, to have it, you know, like, but then you have to also swap it every month, I think, because after 1 month the carbon is used, and then you have to replace it. But this way the carbon is very effective because the water goes through it.
The good thing is
just a side note,
can customize the filter, you know, a little bit with changing the sponges. Very easy to use, very easy, very simple, and very nice in the aquarium, you know, because you have many, less is more, no, inside the aquarium. So you will put the heater outside the aquarium. Okay, one more question, and let's do for finalize a test. Okay, just a plan test. Okay, let's go for the question. Question for both: how do you explain your clients that they have to spend more money in some products, filters, lights, compared to other that looks the same but are cheaper? Example: Twinstar UVS Cheetos. Okay, that's for you, Jurijs.
I think you can share your take on that, because you're working in a shop and you're probably asked this question a lot more often. I think in general you get what you pay for. You get what you pay for. So it doesn't mean the cheaper product doesn't work or you cannot achieve the same results. So I wouldn't say that. You can go, you know, with a cheap product and you can achieve a similar result like with an expensive product. But how to say, it has a reason why the product is cheaper. It has a reason. So maybe the product is not as reliable. Maybe the finishing, the quality is not as good. Maybe it is not going to last as long because cheaper components and, you know, like all those things. Then again, you know, the cost of, how to say, marketing, packaging, and product development. So a lot of companies, they spend, like, look at this product over here I'm using here, okay? The Apple AirPods. Apple spent a lot of time and money to develop this, and now they're copied by everyone so many times.
Yeah. Xiaomi has the same product.
Yeah, so the thing is here, okay, which company do you want to support? A company that develops great and innovative new products, or do you want to support a company that is just a copycat? So this is not about, you know, like Twinstar or Jurijs. It's just a general thing. Which company do you want to support? Also, some brands, they organize contests, they organize workshops, they sponsor events, they sponsor a lot of artists and creators, and they support them. I don't say, you know, one brand is doing it, the other brand is not doing it, but just watch out yourself, observe, like, and, you know, it's like with cars, with clothes, with branding, with everything. So when we buy products, we make a decision who we support with and who we don't support. It's not only about the product that I get, you know, it's also like, who do I support? Who do I want to support? And
I think it's also about quality, you know. When we work a lot with them, and we've been working, for example, with ONF lights, and we open them and we see how they are manufactured, how they are built, and you see many differences inside. It's not only about what you see outside; it's also about what is inside. No, I think it was Apple who said that it was very important how the phones were built inside. You know, other people say, but I don't see it. Yes, but I know it. No, they say, I know how it's finished, this mobile phone inside, and that is important for many people. so you can have more longer life for the products. You know, that's also very important. I don't know what is on the image. I can't see it. It's too small in my phone.
It is the inside of a Apple MacBook, I think. It's the motherboard, like, yeah.
Okay, so we are finishing our hour with you. Let me do just the last test, okay, with you.
One last thought about this, you know, like cheap versus expensive, or like, let's say, no name versus brand. You know, how to say, I like to encourage everyone to be sustainable with his decisions, you know, what product to use, because if you buy a aquarium light, it is not just for half a year. A good aquarium light is going to last you 10 years. So it is an investment. Same with the filter, same with the CO2 system, same with the aquarium itself. It's not a consumable. So it is like a piece of gear, a piece of tech. It is an investment. And if you break down the cost of the light over a time of 10 years, it costs like nothing. So think twice, spend once.
That's a good phrase. Yeah. Okay, let's go with the test. Let's see if you know your plants, okay? I'm gonna check. Okay, here we have an aquarium with lots of tropical aquarium plants. Some of them are limited edition, some of them not, okay? Let's see if you know which them are, they are, okay? Okay, let's go with a difficult one or not. What do you think is this one here? It just has
Ericolon cinerum.
Yeah, right, exactly. What about the one on the right? This one is very difficult. It's it's a limited edition.
Then it might be the Ericolon species Vietnam.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought perfect.
It's just difficult because for everyone to understand, the image that you show me is literally this small on my phone, so it's very difficult to see. Difficult.
But you have a 10 of 10, yeah, right now. What about the one on the right?
Hygrophila araguaia.
Yeah, absolutely. This one is already trimming. What do you think?
I guess Atra, Rotala Atra.
Yeah, Atra. Yeah, absolutely. Let's go with someone which is more simple. This one here.
Ranunculus inundatus.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow, amazing.
I know the plants.
Yeah, you have a 10 of 10. Absolutely, very good.
Yeah, I think, you know, those like advanced category plants, I really know them well. Something you can trick me with is some of the easy category stem plants, like Limnophila aquatica and Limnophila sessiliflora. They look so similar. It's so difficult to say which one is which one. Also, I always
okay, here there is a difficult one because it's a merge. Let's go. What about this one here?
Wow. Is it basil?
This one here.
I think it's definitely a Ludwigia species, in my opinion, based on
Lobelia.
Bitte?
Yeah, it's Lobelia cardinalis.
It's Lobelia cardinalis. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's very difficult because it's a merge. It's very difficult to know this plant like this. I think in the future, in a few months, it will be with red flowers. You know, this plant. Yeah, it was very difficult, that one. If they ask me, I wouldn't know.
Also, a lot of the Echinodorus species, they look so similar sometimes because very variable depending on the condition the plant is growing in.
But you will know this one.
I think it's, what is it? Cordifolius fluitans?
Paleifolius, yeah. Paleifolius. Okay, Jurijs, it was a pleasure. Thank you very much to be with us. I want you to come back again, okay? We have to speak about this.
Thanks for having me, Carlos.
Wish you. So you came back.
Okay, thanks for having me. Thanks everyone for joining into the live stream. Yeah, hit the like button if you enjoyed watching this video, and hopefully see you next time. Bye, Carlos.
go for the Jurijs media. Go for Instagram. Which is the name of your? Here we have it. No, Jurijs Jutjajevs. They can find
yes,
at
at
YouTube channel.
Yuri_JS, and YouTube channel is Jurijs Jutjajevs.
Okay. Thank you very much, Jurijs. It's a pleasure.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.